Gamers, today it is time for viewer-submitted games of StarCraft 2. We're starting off with a Silver versus Gold League. We're in the top left-hand corner of Neon Violet Square, playing with the blue Taran pieces. We have none other than Bone. Alright, fair enough. His opponent down in the bottom right, with the red Zerg drones. He goes by the name of Mikyo. Bone Mikyo? Alright, right away, sorry. It just seems with a username like Bone that it's very difficult to avoid making any jokes. Either way, if you have an amazing game of StarCraft 2 that you would like me to cast in the future, you can go ahead and send it over to replays at LowkoTV. And maybe I'll be casting your game in the future. Now, as per usual, please only submit your craziest slash dumbest slash worst games. Those are the absolute best ones for me to go ahead and check out, because we have seen a million games of professional StarCraft 2. We know what the norm is. What I want to see is what the average letter hero is encountering, because honestly, even though I love casting pro games and that's not going anywhere, seeing what is possible, especially on the lower ends of the ladder, is just phenomenal. There is so much craziness out there, and you can never really determine who the winner is going to be. Like, say you're watching a professional Zerg versus Taran, and the Taran makes a gigantic blunder at minute 4, like they lose one of their command centers or something. That is not something you can really recover from at the professional level, but, well, in Silver versus Gold League, anything is possible. Although, for now, everything here is very normal. We've got ourselves double gas before any sort of anything. Alright, factory is a little bit late if we are planning on going for some sort of one-base shenanigans. No scouting at all, by the way, here from Bone. So he has no idea about what the opponent is going for. Since he took a very fast double gas, I've got a feeling that this is going to be something a little bit funky. We should probably see a reactor, but if we don't see one of those, it has to be something weird. No, he's just pumping up Marines. So he just wants to deny any sort of Overlord scouting. And we'll have to check back in a minute exactly what is going on. In the meantime, Mike, well, even if Mike was planning on scouting, it's not going to be with one of those two Overlords. He did send his very first one across the map, but it's seeing absolutely nothing. I always like it whenever you have something that looks like a good move, but then doesn't actually achieve anything. So Mike is not scouting whatsoever, and he doesn't know whether or not his opponent has expended. There is indeed a starport coming up. Tech lab on the factory. Unless we're planning on doing the big switcheroo, or maybe do siege tank production or something to really try to not die. Ah, yeah, we're doing siege tanks here. Yeah. So I think that this can only ever be a very mediocre execution of a one-base Battlecruiser rush. That basically is the only option right now. I think Bone is one of those players who accidentally lost a few times, and now he's thinking, yo, you know what I need? A couple of siege tanks, a bunch of Marines at home, so I can safely, get my fusion core out and go into the Battlecruiser production. Now, this is not going to be a slow Battlecruiser. It's also by no means going to be a fast one. I think you can get your very first Battlecruiser with like a proper rush at like maybe 435? Something along those lines. I'm not exactly sure. That's the number that pops in my head. I'm not exactly sure what the actual time is. So maybe just a better execution would be what he really needs. But either way, he's going to be safe against pretty much everything. He will need to make sure that he's got supply depots and, yeah, enough resources too. So it's 400 minerals, 300 gas for a single Battlecruiser. If he makes a command center right now, he will be a bit delayed. Oh, he already queued it up. Never mind. I was wondering why his minerals suddenly dropped. All right, we're going to go for a quote-unquote proxy in the corner. Overlord is still scouting nothing, though, and there we go. First Battlecruiser is queued up right now. So I think with the fastest possible BC, you can get it out by, like, minute 4.5. Something along those lines. In the meantime, Mike is playing this game as if nothing is ever going to hurt him. As if he's not gonna get boned in just... Okay, as if the opponent won't be thrusting the... No, if... Tactically jumping the Battlecruiser straight into the opponent's main base. Well, we are gonna go straight into the weapon refit. So that is the upgrade that allows you to use the Yamato cannon on the Battlecruiser. Hydralisk then coming up. Oh no. I'm a little afraid. Okay, look. If you are a Diamond League Zerg or below, you may believe that Hydralisks are good units. You may even believe that Hydralisks can shoot up. Now, in the strictest sense of the word, they can be used for anti-air, but they are so bad against battlecruisers. Come on, Bone. You gotta trust it, dude. Straight to the other side of the map. Oh, God. He's waiting? No way, he's waiting for tactical... Oh, no. Okay, we are gonna go. I thought for a second he was waiting for the weapon refit to finish up, although he did. Did you just misclick, or are you trying to hide it? Oh, no. Are you waiting until the tactical jump is once more available? That's gonna take like another minute. Huh. Yeah. Anyway, at this point, he's been completely unscouted. And there is certainly a chance that... Well, Bone is just going to bone his opponent here, you know? Like, we have very little in the sense of we have nothing. There's a bunch of queens. Hydras are coming. I mean, maybe they can put in a bit of supplemental damage. A lot of Marines on the low ground too. Weapon refit, by the way, is now done. We're doing a Yamato cannon rush. I hate everything about it. Tactical jump. Okay. Once more available in about 10, 15, maybe 20 seconds. Now we're gonna send it in. So this is about 2 minutes late now. Theoretically, that should mean there are about 7, 8 queens. Yeah. I mean, if we can Yamato the second queen, though, this is still going to hurt. And this is just about to get really awkward. We do have another battlecruiser coming up. Drones are just going to run away. Okay. I mean, that's a lot of Hydras. Jokes aside, Hydras really are kind of garbage when it comes to killing battlecruisers. But when you have enough of them, and the BC... Like, look at this, man. He caught them? He caught the battlecruiser, and the battlecruiser still just swoops away while killing like 4 Hydras on his way out. Excellent stuff. You'll have to see it. Well, anyway, at the very least, we didn't have the second BC joining in. First one is going to get a nice little repair job as well. And at this point, I mean, Mike is actually fine. Yeah, he is going to double down on Hydra play, and he's just going to continue making base defenses. Battlecruiser production is also going to continue, though. It's just a single BC coming out at a time. And this is ultimately going to make it very difficult to really achieve anything. Ooh, the Hydras are going to go across the map. There is certainly the potential for a meat grinder. How many siege tanks are we on? Just the 2? Alright. One over there inside of the main base too. Hydra's doing their little weird mating ritual to get past the neon violet squares. Is this something you're going to win here as Taran? Absolutely. Yeah. Assuming the siege tanks fire, Zerg is not going to be able to do much, but this is also a big assumption. Oh, okay, we panic. Oh, okay, Taran panicked. I don't know if he really needed to, but he decided to jump them straight across the map. And I guess without the Hydras present for base defense, triple battlecruiser is pretty darn good. Hydras, though, now have found an opportunity to just go straight into the main base. Mike has decided to fight fire with fire, although there's a lot of tanks now. They're also working on killing a bunch of those SCVs, but the Hydras are, well, they're just getting cleaned up pretty much immediately. Lair itself is going to go down. And this is going to turn into a very strange base race at this rate. How in the world are we going to be ending this right now? The Hydralisk Den itself is going to go down, and obviously in order to build it, you do need a lair. Lair will be restart. Hydras are once more coming out of their little cocoons. We have a drone moving up north to try and take a new expansion. Hydras in the main base stand absolutely no chance. This is going from a massive Zerg advantage to a pretty significant one right now for Taran, despite still being far behind in the supply count. Problem here, though, for Bone is that, or for Mike rather, is that, yeah, he may be ahead in supply, but he's got no counter to the battlecruisers. Hydras just don't cut it, man. Hydras really aren't a particularly great unit for countering anything with. The unit you want to go for is the Corruptor. Corruptor is so much better. Like, just 6, 7 Corruptors here would change everything. But, I mean, Mike can still use the army that he's got to go in for the counterattack. And counterattacking is always an option. Even though he doesn't have an answer until the BCs jump home, I guess? I mean, maybe just forcing them to go back into the Terran's main base is already enough. A lot of spore crawlers would also be handy, but he's lost the spawning pool. So at this point, Mike can only make drones. The few units, though, that are left over are hanging out over here. And now with the Hydra touching the corner of the main base, he sees that there's an expansion, but there it goes. The Battlecruisers have come back home. Good targeting. He is going to get one of them picked out of the sky at the very least. Okay, so Bonus decided that he wants to double down on the BC production. Nothing but Battlecruisers this time around. Now, I was wondering, maybe he's done the Zerg player a favor by killing the Hydra then. It's pretty clear right now that Mike is not going to continue down the Hydralisk road, right? Like, he's got a lair now. We really should make some sort of tech. Oh no, the lair actually got shut down again. Oh yeah. Did he restart in the natural? I didn't even see where he was building the lair. Oh my god, he needs to go into a... Yeah, he's got the spawning pool. Can we please start up a lair? He's just going to turtle up with spore crawlers, but I mean, Yamato cannon is still going to be real strong. BC's not getting a repair. He's going to go into hyper flight rotors. Now, I don't know if Bone realizes what this upgrade is for, but it's benchy speed. A benchy transition at this point in the game would be absolutely terrible. So I hope we're not going to do that, and I hope it's just a misclick. Either way, Battlecruisers don't benefit from it. He hasn't seen the bases up north, although he has seen a little bit of creep over here around the edge. Spawning pool once more is going to go down. Can we please go lair? Nope. Lair did not start up. Instead, we have spawning pool 3.0. Supply count is now pretty much even. Mike is going to send in a handful of Zorklings once again. There's only a single siege tank, though, available now. And that one's going to get cleaned up real quick, assuming the Zerglings are on attack move, which they aren't. They were on move command straight into the main base, and this is still a lot of income, though. Bone doesn't have much money. New Battlecruiser just about to pop out, and I believe that that'll be the end for those Zerglings. Oh my god, he actually jumps at the other... We could have used the new one, dude. We don't have to jump the others back home. Okay, Mike once more, for what seemed to be about the 7th time, managed to get the Battlecruisers off of his back. Wait, what does this say? The Perfect Size Storm, Cineplex, Diablo the Musical, Night of the Zerg 6. Wow. That's beautiful. Okay, we have a lair. We have a lair. Dude, if Zerg wins this, I am going to lose my mind. This is entirely unwinnable, and it has been unwinnable for a long time now. It's just that I know how Mutlasis selects these replays. At the very least, I've casted over 100 of them now, and I have seen things, man. This should be an unwinnable game for the Zerg. I really don't believe that Taran is going to be like, there's no way. There's no, Taran has this one in the bag. There's no way. Even if he gets a lair, he needs to still make a spire, and then he somehow has to get the money in order to get corruptors going, and then also he has to kill, nah, unwinnable. Surely this is unwinnable. Bone, don't tell me, oh god. Bone is going for a transition off of 16 SCVs towards, first off, 3 starports, and now also 2 additional factories. He's also built all the add-ons in the world. It's just that he's got 16 workers, which is not a lot. Like, the man has more structures than he's got SCVs, which is not ideal. What? Bro, you've literally seen the creep. Oh, Bone doesn't know where the opponent is. Bone thought that this base was the final base. He hasn't seen the creep. It's right there. It's even on the mini-map. Bone, you may want to up your monitor's brightness a little bit if you didn't see that. That's wild. I didn't even consider that. No, Mike, come on, man. We saw how garbage those units were just now. There's no way. Okay, well, the Zerglings will win this fight. Although obviously the Battlecruiser is gonna get rid of all of them. Here's the, Mike has got a lot of money. Does he have larva? No, only 7 larva. I was thinking maybe he's waiting for the Hydra then to finish up, but I think that's not what's happening. He's making a new base over here. Nah, I think this is going to be one of those anticlimactic endings. Where we just kind of see Bone toying with his food. There's no way. I mean, he's once more going in the wrong direction. Bone is trying really hard to bone himself right now, okay? For all we know, he's playing with one hand. I mean, you know, with Battlecruisers, you don't really need much more. He makes another one. Okay, we're gonna go for the gas geysers. Now, your opponent gets revealed when you kill all of their hatcheries, when you kill all of their Nexi, or you kill all of their command centers. Bone has not seen that the opponent got revealed, but you know what? He also got hyperflight rotors for Battlecruisers, so maybe he doesn't quite understand the full extent of, well, the game mechanic. He's... oh no. Nah, Mike is still dead. Mike's been dead for 6+ minutes, okay? There's no way. There is no way. Please tell me there's no way. Bone, come on. You're making Taran players across the world look bad, okay? If he loses this, I am going to lose my mind. There is no way. He's just playing SimCity at home. At least he's doing a decent job spending his money. It's just that he's only had a handful of workers this entire game. I think this is the peak actually he's ever been on. Those Hydras, Queens, Zorklings are gonna easily be able to clean all of this up. Oh no. Dude, here's the BCs. Here's the... no, one of the BCs goes down. He's targeting with the Hydras. No way, dude. Mike. Mike, this was never supposed to happen. Oh, here's new ones. Once more showing up. This is still not supposed to happen, man. Oh, maybe? No, Hydras, okay, jokes aside, Hydras are pretty decent. They're pretty strong, but I don't really think you want to consider them a proper anti-air unit. I mean, with Microbial Shroud, they can kind of work sometimes, and this is one of those really weird scenarios where Hydras with Microbial Shroud are actually amazing, but the thing about Hydras, obviously Microbial Shroud in general is difficult to use, right? Like any spellcaster is tough. Hydras in general, you want to think of them as baby lurkers. That's the best way you can view Hydralisks. Wait, we don't have Stimpack and combat shields? Why did we make all of this? Oh no. Bone. Bone, come on, man. No way, dude. There's no way. So, the reason Mike is seemingly winning this, and it's not over yet, but the reason why this is looking like a Zerg win now is because Bone didn't notice the creep on the minimap. Like, there is a giant purple mark. I mean, it's a subdued color, but it's there. You just... all you needed to do was not go all the way on that little field trip towards the bottom left-hand corner to see if Zerg was hiding bases there. But look at the expansions where the opponent had literally gone to, that he literally had already seen. Crazy. Crazy. No way. This is what I'm talking about. This would never happen in a pro game. Bone says, nicely done, GG. That is so polite. I feel like I age. Every time I cast a game like this, I feel like I age at least a month. I'm giving up weeks of my lifespan to be covering these games for you. Next up, we find ourselves in a Gold League match of Protoss versus Protoss. So how many Forgers do you think we're going to see by minute 2? I'm guessing 2. Spotting right here in the bottom right-hand corner. Playing with the red Protoss probes. We have none other than, oh god, Battlecruiser gang? I mean, maybe Bone could be part of Battlecruiser gang. Epic Oshawott. No idea what that means. The opponent, up in the top left, he already said GL. We have none other than Seth. Seth, Son Villano, Truthless of Shinovar? The guy that wore white on the day he was to kill a king? No? Just me? Alright, anyways. Sorry, don't mind me. That's just my it's my favorite fantasy series, okay? That is the first line, if I'm not mistaken, from the Stormlight Archive, the very first book of the Stormlight Archive. Highly recommend if you are into high fantasy. Oh, it's so good. I mean, I know this is a very nerdy thing to admit, but also, you're literally watching other people play video games poorly. So, you know, you're probably a nerd too. I didn't want to spell it out for you, but you probably would enjoy reading books. Anyway, Seth, what are we doing right now? So Seth did indeed go for a forge. I expected 2 forges, I'll be honest with you. Seth, do something. What? Seth, that's not the right probe. No, Seth. Seth, that's another week of my life gone, okay? Right there. Seth, wake up, man. Okay, sorry. I mean, you can't go too close. I was gonna say, this is getting dangerously... I think if it's 1 hex further to the right, yeah, it would actually be visible by the Nexus. This is a cannon rush that has like a 2-day delivery time. Most of us are used to instant cannon rushes, but this is, you know, it's the old school way. Overnight delivery is not something that Seth deals with. So... I think that's enough. Seth, stop. I think we have enough now. Seth, cancel that one, please. Okay, or don't. Or don't. I would like to point out, by the way, that this particular game is higher level than the previous one. Just to put it in perspective. Anyway, that Nexus is so dead. Like, there's never been a more dead Nexus than this one. The only problem is that a Nexus has the value of 400 minerals. Oh. Alright. And this is way more in photon cannons. A photon cannon is 150 minerals each. A pylon is 100 mineral each. So, the forge obviously also, I guess, needs to be taken into consideration. So, this is a lot. Epic, though, has decided that his strategy against this is to go across the map and fight with probes. I mean, you can still kill this photon cannon over here that's building if you send like 5 probes onto it. I don't think, well, maybe 6 now. Maybe 7. Maybe 8. I mean, those photon cannons are still very useful. Oh god. He's actually got to just double down. Epic is somebody who doubles down on their mistakes. Yeah. And you know what? There is something for never giving up and never surrendering and all that, but I think in that particular instance, you should have certainly backed up. Oh my god, Epic is gonna continue playing this game with 1 worker. Don't do this to me again, okay? Epic is 100% dead. There is 0 way for Epic to win this game. Unless... unless Seth decides to go AFK. Epic is adding on more photon cannons in the main base. Yeah, maybe... yeah, okay, good, thank you. I don't think we really needed that. Maybe build some on the low ground and just... Alright, we can... oh, alright, sure. You can do whatever you like, man. You have... I'm gonna say 15 minutes until Epic is ever going to be a threat to you ever again. Now, he did build a Nexus all the way in the top right-hand corner. And Zeth is not adding on any workers of his own. He didn't go for a cyber core. He did not do anything. It's just that rebuilding your economy with a single worker is taking forever. It's gonna take it's gonna take a long time. Yeah, Seth is now playing with his food, or at least he believes that he's playing with his food. He does not know about the proxy nexus. He's going to check the other locations though, alright. Oh, he reset the rally point. No way, Seth. Really? Oh, he thought he could still build over there. Seth doesn't like taking risks. I mean, he is truthless after all. Suddenly there's a bunch of zealots. I feel like this is a little too early, but I mean... Oh! Micro God! Sick work right there by Epic. Oh! 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 Okay, well, I mean, that was an attempt. There was an attempt right there by Epic. Epic Osha. What? You love to see it. In the meantime, more photon cannons have finished up, and more probes have also finished up. Epic is still at less than 50% of the opponent's economy. But Seth, like I said, has not really done anything in a long time. How is this Gold League, dude? Seth has done nothing this game. This man has built more photon cannons than he's built workers. Like, that's crazy. Okay. He's now finally... So he's obviously gonna build more photon cannons. There's gonna be another pylon, like, right over here. Don't, Seth. Seth is the type of guy that gives all the other Protoss players under the sun a bad name. You know, there's a lot of people that when they hear the word Protoss, when they play like the little word association game, they believe that Protoss equals cheese. Oh! Oh! Epic with the micro! Accidentally trapping the opponent's probe, but you know what? It'll count. Yeah, Seth is the reason why a lot of people believe in the game. Word association with Protoss is cheese and hyper aggression. Well, now we've got a bunch of pylons over here. What do we do now, Seth? Seth has decided to go into worker production again himself. Oh my god. This game is actually not over. This game, I think it's just now getting started. I mean, yeah, we may be at the 8-minute mark, and yeah, there's a little bit of something over here, but when you really, like, if you squint right now and you don't really pay attention much to what's happening in the game, this is essentially minute 0. This is effectively what both players begin the game with. We have done like a restart. Epic has moved his home. He lives somewhere else now. He's still behind as far as tech goes, but Seth seemingly doesn't know how any of the other Protoss units work. Seth may have never actually made anything other than photon cannons and forges. So, if that's the case, this is still very winnable for Epic. It's just gonna take a while. Don't expand, dude. This is not a time for expansions. He's not sure, obviously, whether or not the opponent has expanded, so he's a little bit concerned about that part. Oh, we're gonna send another probe out. What about... Oh my god, he's actually... Epic just expanded in the direction of the opponent. This is just quick math. If he can bait out 17 photon cannons over here, 2 pylons or so, like that's going to obviously make up for a cancelled Nexus. I think at this point, Epic is more likely, or sorry, Seth rather, is more likely to start a +1 than he is a cyber core. He is still not building a cybernetics core. No, look. I think you should let him, Epic. I think you should just let him cannon rush your base. He's gonna build 17 photon cannons, dude. Like, already this is 400 minerals right here. He's not gonna let go. No cancel, though. And maybe this is not that bad of an idea. Also, we did skip this. I'm not exactly sure why that particular expansion didn't suit Epic, but it's alright. I don't think Seth has ever canceled any structure in his life. What is the APM at? 65. What are we doing, Seth? Epic, by the way, still behind in workers, because he's rebuilding off of a single worker economy. This is up there with some of the absolute worst games of StarCraft I've ever seen. I actually don't really mind so much what Epic is doing. I think Epic is actually trying. Like, Epic is actually playing some decent StarCraft, but problem is, in Gold League, there's a lot of cannon rushers, and he decided to open with a low ground, like, he wanted to fast expand. It's not really done, like, it works at a high level because the players know how to counter these sort of cheeses perfectly. Even then, sometimes, high-level players can get caught off guard, right? Like, pro gamers can get caught off guard with photon cannons, although it rarely happens these days, but it's a major skill check, and it requires a lot of actions. Did he just build more photon cannons to kill a gas? Wow. He's sneaking in another... This is very sneaky. The only problem is that it is within range. Oh, here we go. Zeth is giving Seth a bad name, dude. Zeth in the Stormlight Archive is one of my favorite characters. Now, bit of a spoiler, he's also a bit of a lunatic, so... The man's not entirely sane. And maybe that's why Seth is playing the way that he is. Oh! Would you look at that? In the ways of a cannon rusher. You obviously have to either follow up photon cannons with Dark Templar or Void Race. So, you know, I'm assuming this has to be photon cannons into Void Race. That's why we've been mining gas for a couple minutes now. That's why we've been mining minerals here too. In the meantime, by the way, Epic has 3 Stalkers for anti-air, 4 Stalkers for anti-air. And he's actually not... If Seth wins this game, dude, I would actually kind of want Seth to win this game now. Of course it's Void Race. I mean, I don't even know why I went back to the Stargate to check. Of course it is going to be Void Race. The thing is, if you make a round of photon... Or, sorry, if you make like a bunch of Void Race like this... And you then just engage with the prismatic alignment against a bunch of Stalkers, it's very easy for Epic to just get overwhelmed. Like Void Race, when you have a bunch of them, they just plow through Stalkers. Problem here for Seth, though, is that his main is running low. So we're 13 minutes in. He has never had a lot of workers, but these mineral fields only have a little bit of juice left. So he's gonna need to make an expansion before too long, which means that his nice little wall of photon cannons over here is not gonna be that useful. +1 air coming up for Epic? What? Yeah, it makes no sense. I think Epic just selected his structures and he's like, okay, this is something I can produce. And then it just started making it. He is not planning on going for any flying units, I don't think. This should just be Mass Stalker Zealot. Luckily for us, though, Seth did make all of those photon cannons inside of the opponent's main, and he does show the Void Rays a little too soon. I think he should save them up. No micro, obviously. Don't stop chasing! Ah, stop it, Seth! Seth, stop! Oh, jeez. Oh, God, it hurts. Oh. That physically hurt me. Everything about that fight was painful. Epic was trying to do some target firing there, which I... Oh, God. Careful. Careful. Imagine having 4 Void Rays here. Oh, no. The shield battery, dude. He used the energy recharge. Yo, Seth the GOAT? Oh, no. Oh, no. He's out of energy. Imagine if he would have had 4 Void Rays there, and we had a very similar setup. That would have been an easy win still for Seth. He would have been able to start working on all of those next side pretty easily. Oh, Epic is going to fight fire with fire and now go into a Stargate. Seth has spent what little money he's got into a fleet beacon. Please don't tell me you're thinking about carriers. There's no way you're thinking about carriers, right? It should 100% be an expansion here, and then maybe Tempest. I'm a little afraid he's going to go into carriers and then realize he needs to pay for the interceptors. I'm a little afraid that that is going to be his follow-up plan. If he's not worried about his base running out, I don't really know where to go. Epic is also going into a fleet beacon. Interestingly enough, he's getting value out of his +1. I don't think he ever needed to do any of that, but... You know what else is funny? If Seth would have gone for the other of the two options for, you know, the great Book of the Cannon Rusher, there's a carrier. No way. If there would have been Dark Templar here, Epic has absolutely nothing. Epic has no detection. He didn't even consider DTs. So, I just want to point that out. There was about a 50-50 chance Seth was going to go into Void Rays or DTs. If he would have picked the alternative route, he would have been fine. One interceptor ship is 15 minerals. So, every carrier can carry 8. He can't even afford the carriers here. Like, he cannot afford the interceptors in a moment either. Like, this is... Oh, no. He's gonna... What are you gonna do with that? This is a little birthday gift. Here, have some interceptors. What is the plan, Seth? I think we are witnessing a very sad state of things. Much like Seth's son Villano, Truthless of Xenofar. It's likewise a very sad situation. Maybe he's just cosplaying the book's character. This could certainly be interpreted as a cry for help. And a lot of the actions of Seth also can be interpreted as a cry for help in the book. So, it's a little bit pathetic. There's not enough, man. You don't have enough. No. So I just want to point out that Epic, once upon a time, lost his entire main base and had one worker. And then with that worker, he made a Nexus. And then he rebuilt all of this off of one singular probe. Now, I don't want to talk about survivorship bias, but I wouldn't be surprised if Epic is going to start like some sort of YouTube course, you know? How to become a millionaire like I did, you know? And it turns out he's just been incredibly lucky. And it really wasn't supposed to happen, but, you know, since it worked for him, survivorship bias kicks in, and this is what we're doing. Now, anyways, we're going into a Tempest. Zeth is literally just dead. Like, he has nothing. He cannot possibly win this game. Only asterisk. Epic is... Or Seth, rather, is completely dead, right? Like, he has nothing. Epic is going to have to kill all of this. Epic does need to kill all of these structures if he wants to meet the win condition in a game of StarCraft 2. Now, if I'm being honest here, you should 100% ignore this and kill the opponent's main base first. Or maybe check whether or not there is any sort of, you know, proxy base somewhere in the you know, somewhere in the corner of the map, because this can still go horribly wrong. Couple of Tempests now as well on the other side of the map. Epic must be wondering at this point where the money is coming from. Well, it turns out it's just coming out of the main base. GG gets cold. And just like that, it's Epic who obtains the victory.